Hello, reading friends. It's Mrs. Davis, and we're here together again in the Happy Place to Grow, where we have been growing and learning all summer and enjoying some really fabulous books together by author and illustrator Eric Carle. Today, I'd love for you to join me. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to explore another fun story with lots of good illustrations. It's called Little Cloud. In today's story, this cloud is going to explore, take a journey, and use its imagination to dream about being lots of different shapes, which makes me think, have you ever looked up in the sky and just wondered about clouds? When I was little, I used to think I could get on a cloud or would love to get on a cloud and just lay on it like a fluffy pillow. But I had no idea that clouds were just rain and water droplets gathered together in the form of condensation, and that if I did try to lay on a cloud, I'd fall right through. I also used to love, and actually I still do this sometimes, to use my imagination, watch the clouds, and see what kind of cloud pictures or cloud shapes that the clouds are forming as they move and flow. That's really fun. I've seen some interesting shapes. And as soon as I see them, a couple seconds later, they've changed. That's a really fun activity. If you've not tried that one, you've got to. And this book, Little Cloud, will definitely inspire you to get out and take a look at the sky. So sit back, let's get cozy, and read Little Cloud by Eric Carle. Now, this has got all his great illustrations. Look at this cute little cloud with a cute little face. You know how he did his artwork with different tools, his fingers, some sponges, some brushes, even the other side of a brush. And he would paint on tissue, let it dry, cut it out the tissue, and then form pictures. Kind of like how clouds form into pictures. I love it. There's the sky, the beautiful clouds. Let's see what's going to happen today as Little Cloud goes on an adventure. The clouds drifted slowly across the sky. Little Cloud trailed behind. So the clouds were moving slowly, but Little Cloud was actually moving slower. If you trail behind, you're just dragging around. The clouds pushed upward and away. Little Cloud pushed downward and touched the tops of the houses and trees. He's trying some new things. I love this cute little neighborhood. Isn't that cute? And there he is. And there's all the other clouds. He's being brave. He's going on an adventure, trying some new things. The clouds moved out of sight. Little Cloud changed into a giant cloud. Uh-oh, he's growing. He went from little to giant. And you can still sort of see his little face there. It's him. You know, we're always growing and changing. It's okay. That's life. Little Cloud changed into a sheep. Sheep and clouds sometimes look alike. I think so too. Have you ever looked in the sky and saw a cloud that looked like a sheep? Little Cloud changed into an airplane. Little Cloud often saw airplanes flying through the clouds. And airplanes can fly through clouds because clouds are just made of water vapor. It's kind of like a fog in the sky. So far he's been a sheep. Oh, he's been a giant cloud, a sheep, and an airplane. What do you think he's going to form into next? I bet you wouldn't have guessed this one. A shark. Baby shark, cloud shark, shark, shark. Little cloud changed into a shark. And I guess with the sky being blue, it would look like a shark swimming in the water. Little cloud once saw a shark through the waves of the ocean. You know, because the clouds are always moving. They're over land, they're over water. He's seen a lot in his little life. Little cloud changed into two trees. Little cloud liked the way trees never moved and stayed in one place. Different kinds of trees. What kind of tree is that? It's a pine tree. You might have called it a Christmas tree because you might have one of these at Christmas time in your living room. So he's been a sheep, he's been an airplane, a shark, and two trees. Well, that's interesting. He had to split himself into two forms. Or did he form this one and then form this one? Interesting. What do you think he's going to be next? The sky's the limit. The cloud's the limit. Little cloud changed into a rabbit. Little cloud loved to watch rabbits dash across the meadows. To dash is to run really quickly. And there's a cute. I can definitely imagine a fluffy cloud being in the shape of a bunny. At least a bunny head for sure. This is interesting. I don't think in all my gazing at the sky days I've ever saw a hat cloud. Have you? I'll probably start looking though. Then little cloud changed into a hat because this is funny. It's got to be on top of a clown head. Little cloud changed into a clown and needed a hat. Oh, cute. If you let your imagination go crazy, you might see all sorts of pictures in the sky. The other clouds drifted back. You know, because clouds are always moving and flowing. Kind of like life, for sure. They huddled close together. Little cloud, they called. Come back. Little cloud drifted toward the clouds. So they're all gathering together, and they want little cloud to join them, right? What do you think they're going to form? They're all going to be a big bunch together. Let's see what happens next if they all gather. Oh, then all the clouds changed into one big cloud and rained. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Well, did you guess that one? Interesting. Little cloud. That was a fun journey. You know, I love that little cloud was his own little cloud self. He went on a journey. He separated. He explored. He tried on some different shapes. I think that's important to be yourself and to explore and just try to learn and grow and imagine. Don't be afraid to try new things. But I also love the fact that little cloud knew that it was important to stay with the familiar. You know, there's safety in numbers. He went back with the familiar group of clouds that he had traveled with before. And that's important to keep your friends close, keep your family close, be yourself, and enjoy and learn and grow, but also stay connected to friends, teachers, family members, because you can make big things happen if you join together with a group that you call family and friends. Such a cute, fun story. And it made me think about what was happening to the clouds in their cloud story and journey today. And I just wanted to close up this video with this little chart that I have. It's called the water cycle, and water makes a journey. And I thought it would be fun for us to explore the water cycle. You know, when you're learning and you're reading books, it can help spark your imagination and help you want to learn new factual information. Even though this was a fiction story, there is a true event that's happening every day called the water cycle. So if we follow this chart, it's called a flow chart. So if we start here, there's a river or a creek. There's the ocean. Oceans flow into rivers, and rivers flow into other bodies of water on the land. So let's start here where it says number 1. That's arrow 1. It says rain is part of the water cycle. You know, all the clouds got together at the end and rained, because if clouds get super, super big and full and heavy, once they're full of rain, kind of like a sponge, they're just going to drop it back to the earth. So the water cycle is how water travels. We're going to look at this picture and see how water travels. Number 1, we'd say the first step in the water cycle is called evaporation. Evaporation, that's a big science word. Say it with me, evaporation. I like to say evaporation. The sun heats water. Tiny drops of water move up into the air from lakes and rivers, and even puddles on the ground. Have you ever went outside and it had just rained and there was a big puddle, and then a couple hours later you go out and the puddle's gone? Evaporation. And here's what's cool. Evaporation can be going on around us and we don't even see it because it's invisible. Those tiny water droplets form a vapor and they travel up, because when water is heated and it turns into a vapor, it rises and then it goes up into the sky, and that is number 2 of the water cycle. It's called condensation. Condensation is where all those water droplets are gathering together in the sky. The tiny drops of water come together to make a cloud. So it's a cloud of water droplets. When that cloud gets super full of water, step number 3, precipitation. So we've got evaporation, goes up, water vapor. Condensation forms a vapor cloud. And then the third step in it is precipitation. Clouds get cold, so they're heated here, gather together, and then the clouds get cold and full. The water turns into raindrops. The raindrops fall to earth. And that's how we get our rain. And then number 4, the raindrops fall into lakes and rivers, and the water cycle starts again. And that's really important because we need water on earth. And this flow goes up, back around, comes back down, and waters the plants, the grass, and gives us back the water. So it's great that it goes into a cycle so that we can keep reusing our water, which we need. We have to have water on the planet Earth for the plants, the animals, for the humans. Awesome. So let's review. The first part is evaporation. The sun comes out, heats the water, and it gets warm and rises, forms a cloud of condensation. Tiny drops of water come together to make that cloud. And then when that cloud is cooled, precipitation. And then finally, when those water droplets get full in that cloud, they're going to come back down to earth and the water cycle will start over again. Interesting. All that from a tiny little cloud. I know when I look into the sky the next time, I'm definitely going to appreciate the work of a cloud, and I'm going to use my imagination to see what kind of pictures those clouds form. Hey, if you want to, you could take a sketch pad outside and you could draw the shapes that you see and label them, and maybe even write the time that you saw them. There's a lot of things you can do with clouds and enjoy the beautiful sunshine clouds. And our last days of summer will be coming up, so make the most of them. All right, I really had fun reading Little Cloud with you, and I know that you enjoyed this one because we got to use our imagination and learn some science too. All right, until our next time together, as always, keep looking up, see what kind of cloud pictures you can find, and have a good one.